Honda 43, enable squawk 6265.
6265, standby. Palma Tower 143, just confirm that squawk is your side now?
Now it's set correctly. Airwing 6 Yankee Zulu, wind 230 degrees, 13 knots, runway 24 right, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, for takeoff 24 right, Airwing 6 Yankee Zulu, go ahead.
Palma Tower, Alpine 908 Alpha Charlie, good evening to you. With information Alpha, request clearance flight plan to Geneva.
Alpine 998 Alpha Charlie, Palma Tower, clear to Geneva by Ameris 4 Alpha departure, squawk 6255.
Say again, the squawk Alpine 908 Alpha Charlie?
Alpine 998 Alpha Charlie, squawk 6255.
Clear to Geneva via Maros 4 Alpha departure and squawk 6255, Alpine 998 Alpha Charlie.
Alpine 998 Alpha Charlie, read back correct, break, Airwing 6 Yankee Zulu, contact from approach 119.405.
Approach 119.405, Airwing 6 Yankee Zulu.
Palma Tower, Sky Travel 3 Bravo Delta, hola.
Sky Travel 3 Bravo Delta, Palma Tower, buenas.
Sky Travel 3 Bravo Delta, information Alpha on board QNH 1017, request flight clearance Praha stand 42, Boeing 738.
Sky Travel 3 Bravo Delta, clear to Prague by Ameris 4 Alpha departure, squawk 6257.
Clear to destination Praha Ameris 4 Alpha departure, squawk 6257, Sky Travel 3 Bravo Delta.
Sky Travel 3 Bravo Delta, read back correct, break, Honda 43, wind 230 degrees, 13 knots, runway 24 right, clear for takeoff.
Okay, runway 24 right, thank you very much, Honda 43.
Testing.
Honda 43, contact Palma approach 119.405, goodbye.
119.405, thanks for service, 143.
Hey everybody, welcome aboard, welcome aboard. We are back in Palma de Mallorca from our flight yesterday, and we're going on to Florence. So this is about an hour and 20-minute flight, and we've just retracted the jetway and we're starting up the APU. We have our clearance. So what we're going to do now is make sure we've got the APU running and supplying power, and it is. So we can now disconnect the ground power and have it removed from the vicinity of the aircraft. How are you all doing today? Let's see. Here I am. Maybe one day I'll put back the captain cam so you can see me sometimes. Okay, so APU started up, ground equipment is clear. So let's go through the before start checklist and make sure everything's ready for engine start, pushback. Flight deck door is closed and locked. Fuel, just checking our fuel levels, what is required for this flight. 6,300 kilos.
Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie, descent at 1653.
That's good. And passenger signs are on.
Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie,
window is locked, MCP is set. Climb
Go
initially
ahead,
5,000.
Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie.
Takeoff speeds are set.
Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie,
CDU pre-flight completed.
1653.
Trim has been set. Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Descent at
Well,
1653, Alpine 98.
Hey Adarsh, how are you? I'm just setting up for our departure or pushback, but I gotta figure out, make sure we know roughly what the taxi is gonna be, what taxiing is gonna be required. So I think what we're gonna do, hey, you're doing just great, man, just great. Looking forward to this flight.
838 descent at 1700, call me when ready.
Bravo Delta, request push and start.
Okay, so that's us, and so we're probably going to push back facing south, and then go on
Travel 3 Bravo Delta.
Lima Mike, Lima Kilo, Juliet,
is
Link,
at 1825.
and north
so
to
either you change your EOBT or
N1 or H1 or H2.
you would have to wait until 1825 as you filed in your flight plan.
Okay, I think we're ready on that. So, anti-collision light, let's put that on. Okay, folks, let's request pushback.
Break, Europa 838, Palma de Mallorca.
Europa 838, yeah, yes, we are ready for push and start.
Europa 838, your TSAT is at 1700, call me when ready.
I'm sorry, come again?
Europa 838, your TSAT, I mean your target startup time is 1700.
Yes, it is, and if you like, we can start push and start early, and we're ready now.
It would not be possible until 1655. If you want to, If you want the earliest.
Okay. Do we have approval to push and start at 1655?
At 1655 is your TSAT, so call me when ready at 1655.
Roger, we'll call when ready at 1655, Europa 838. Okay.
Palma Tower, good evening, sir. Wedding 3 Yankee
So
Golf with you on
they're
final
making
runway
us
2,
stick
full
to
left.
our planned departure
Boeing 3
times.
Yankee Golf Palma Tower, the wind 230 degrees, 11 knots.
But he's giving me 5 minutes early.
Runway 2, full left.
Hey, Adarsh, I got your invite for the chess game. I think that's like a multi-day game, right? So we can do one move at a time per day or something. I will definitely look at that later today and make my first move, assuming I'm white.
9 kilo Lima pesado en el 5-2, editamos puesta en marcha. Perdón, retroceso. Privilege 9 kilo Lima pesado, Palma Torre, su TSAT a las 1703. Notifique cuando listo. Estamos listos, 9 kilo Lima. Privilege 9 kilo Lima. No sería posible aún. Su TSAT sería a las 1703. Pero, ¿y cómo está en uso en el TSAT si no estamos en evento? Estamos aquí utilizando el CDM en salida y hay tránsitos que van por delante de usted en salida.
So we're going to request
Entonces me
the
confirma la
push
salida
and start.
1713. 1703 sería su TSAT. Copy, pues le llamamos unos minutos antes para la puesta en marcha, entonces eso no quiero ir.
We got to time this just right. Maybe at 1654 we'll start calling up the GSX push and start, and then we'll call in our request for push and start
Travel 3 Bravo Delta,
a minute later.
your TOBT is filed at 1825 Zulu. So either you change your flight plan or either you wait until 1825.
He's being a stickler for the timing. It's one move in 3 days. Okay, that sounds good. I'm looking forward to being slaughtered.
Alpine 98
Okay,
Alpha
let's
Charlie, it is your TSAT time. Confirm they are ready for push for startup.
Negative, we have to change at 1700 at the TSAT.
Okay, we've requested.
Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie, in that case your TSAT would be at 1709.
Pushback.
TSAT at 1709, Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie.
Well, in 3 Yankee Golf, welcome to Palma, taxi to stand 54 by Juliet.
Oh, no worries, man.
We
Oh,
taxing
in random?
standard 54
Oh,
via
no.
Juliet, covering
Oh, yeah.
Yankee Golf.
No, I mean, we can, no, it's random is good. Random is good. It's all right. Okay.
Flight plan is ready, ready for push and start.
Sky Travel 3 Bravo Delta, your TSAT is at 1711.
Tower Europa 838, ready for push and start.
Europa 838, push wagon startup approved, QNH 1007.
QNH 1007, push and start approved, Europa 838. Okay.
Privilege 9 Kilo Lima, la puesta en marcha, el retroceso aprobado encarando al sur, QNH 1007.
So, pushing.
Puesta en marcha, retroceso aprobado parando al sur, 3 9 Kilo Lima.
Oh.
QNH 1007.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do a quick edit. Okay. See if you can do that for us. Okay.
Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie, are you ready for pushback and startup?
Affirmative, Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie.
Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie, pushback and startup approved, facing east, QNH 1007.
Parking brakes released.
Pushback and startup approved for QNH 1007, Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie.
Palma Tower, hello, Alitalia 821 established on the ILS Zulu, 2 for left.
Italia 821, Palma Tower, wind 230 degrees, 11 knots, runway 24 left, clear to land.
Runway 2 for left, clear to land, Alitalia 821.
Palma Tower, good evening. Ryanair 8 Uniform Victor at position 46. Information Bravo on board, requesting Alpha clearance to Malaga.
Ryanair 8 Uniform Victor, Palma Tower, clear to Malaga via Palma 3 Alpha departure, squad 6262.
Clear to Malaga via Palma 3 Alpha departure, squad 6262, Ryanair 8 Uniform Victor.
Ryanair 8 Uniform Victor is back correct.
Oh dear, what's going on here? Come on, GSX.
Putting 3 Yankee Golf on block stand 54 to leave the frequency.
Frequency change approved, Zulu.
Frequency change approving 3 Yankee Golf, thanks a lot, control, have a nice evening, bye bye.
Okay, I'm just going back like this. Why is it stuck there? Something up with GSX. Okay, I just disabled it.
Palma Tower, Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie, request a taxi.
Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie, taxi via Golf, holding point, runway 24 right.
Taxi via holding point 24 right via Golf, Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie.
Listo, Privilege 9 Kilo Lima. Privilege 9 Kilo Lima pesado, ruede vía Juliet, punto de espera 24 derecha. Vía Juliet, punto de espera 24 derecha, Privilege 9 Kilo Lima.
Okay, so we can start up now. Let's go ahead and start engine number 2. Oh boy, that was not good. Okay, so there was some delay there. 1701 was the actual, well, 17 was, actually we pushed back at the right time. Sorry. Yes, I do have a Discord channel. But I haven't set it up. I think I have to really think about how I want to use that.
Requesting pushback.
Okay, fuel flow on. Yeah, I do want to do it though, at some point.
Alitalia 821 taxi to stand 88 via Mike.
Okay, so I don't understand why the pushback didn't work, but and it was very difficult to get out of it.
Swiss 6 Delta Alpha, when clear of 777 taxi on Lima Juliet, pushback and startup approved QNH 1007.
Pushback and startup approved when clear of 777 and QNH 1007.
I had to disable GSX to
in which direction
be able to move the aircraft. I think GSX just got stuck.
I recommend that you push facing north.
Roger, Swiss 6 Lima Alpha.
Palma Tower, Buenos Aires, Citara 088 is localized established, 2 for left.
Okay,
088 Palma Tower, wind 230 degrees, 11 knots, runway 24 left, clear to land.
2 for left, clear to land, Citara 088.
We should have had started cutout. I guess we do. Okay, start engine number
Sky Travel 3 Bravo Delta, are you on frequency?
Affirm.
Sky Travel 3 Bravo Delta, pushback and startup approved facing east, QNH 1007.
Start approved, QNH 1007, Sky Travel 3 Bravo Delta, thank you.
Ryanair 8 Uniform Victor requesting push start.
motoring 21% into.
Enable squawk 6257.
Squawk 6257, Sky Travel 3 Bravo.
Okay, 24, 25 fuel flow
Ryanair
on.
8 Uniform Victor, TSAT at 1707.
Roger.
Now, for some strange reason, the starter cutout for engine number 2 didn't occur at 63%. So I'm gonna watch this one to see if it does it.
Fine, 8 Alpha Charlie, wind.
So we had that issue with GSX. I've got a inoperative FOCDU.
Deviate 8, correction, 9 Kilo Lima, number 2 in sequence, behind the Airbus 320, taking off runway 24 right, line up and wait behind.
Hopefully we'll be able to do this. There's no issues. Okay, N257, expecting starter cutout at 63. Let's see what happens. Okay, we got it for that. So that was just some strange weird thing that was going on. Okay, 2 good engines. Let's get them on the bus. And they look like they're on the bus. Okay. So probes on, electrics on. Start switches to continuous. Yaw damper on, cross feed, bright, dim, bright, off. Okay, and let's get the taxi light on. All the air is correct. Landing altitude for Florence is 122 feet. Just put it at 100. Okay, we all set. We can turn the APU bleed off, and we can turn the APU off. Okay, flaps to 5.
Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie, contact Palma approach 119.405.
119.405, Alpine 98 Alpha Charlie. Ciao.
Flaps 5, and let's do the controls. Check the controls. Left,
Sky Travel 3, Bravo
center,
Delta, taxi via
right,
Golf, holding point, runway 24 right.
forward, center,
via Golf Hotel,
back,
Sky Travel 3 Bravo.
right,
Privilege 9 Kilo
left.
Lima, viento
Okay, the controls check out.
pista 24 derecha, autorizada. Pista 4 derecha, autorizada, despegar, Privilege 9 Kilo Lima.
Reset fuel flow.
Ryanair 8 Uniform Victor, when clear of a Boeing 738
Minimize.
taxiing on Victor 2, push back and start up approach.
Before taxi checklist, generators are on.
Traffic is clear, Ryanair 8 Uniform Victor.
Probe heat is on. Anti-ice not needed.
Ryanair Tower, good evening.
Isolation
Hello.
valves are auto.
Palma Tower, good evening.
Engine
Hello,
start
this is
switches
Ryanair
to continuous and recall
Ryanair 3 Foxtrot Tango, Palma
checked.
Tower.
And auto brake,
Hello, this is,
RTO,
Ryanair 3
engine
Foxtrot
start
Tango,
levers
Aviation
idle to 10.
setting.
Flight controls checked and ground equipment is clear.
54,
Before
British
taxi
Bravo, ready to
checklist
copy
is
0
complete.
to Valencia.
Ryanair 3 Foxtrot Tango clear to Valencia via Palma 3 Alpha departure squawk 6210.
Okay, he's going to give us taxi instructions now. So we can look at that while we're getting our taxi instructions.
Valencia, Palma 3 Alpha departure out of runway 24 left. Squawk 6210, and how about the initial climb?
Ryanair 3 Foxtrot Tango negative, Palma 3 Alpha, runway 24 right, your initial climb is published 4,000 feet.
So we climb initially now to 4,000 feet, and could you say the runway again please for Ryanair 3 Foxtrot Tango?
Palma 3 Alpha, runway 24 right.
Tower, we are Europa 838, ready for taxi.
Break, privilege 9 Kilo Lima, aproximación en 119,405, hasta luego. Aproximación 19,405, bridge 9 Kilo Lima.
Tower Europa 838, ready for taxi.
Europa 838, hold your position. Break, Itarro 088, taxi to stand 90 via mic.
Panasonic via mic, thank you.
Hello, Palma Tower, for Solar 46 Magnetar, Aviation ILS, runway 24 left.
France Soleil 46 Mike Delta Palma Tower, wind 230 degrees, 11 knots, runway 24 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 24 left, France Soleil 46 Magnetar, thank you.
Europa 838, there is a traffic taxiing via LIRQ and joining mic to the apron. When clear of the traffic, taxi via mic, south link north, holding point runway 24 right.
Okay, we'll let the taxi, the aircraft ahead of us get underway, and then we'll go via mic, south link, north to 24 right holding point, Europa 838.
Swiss 6 Delta Alpha, estimated time.
South.
2 minutes, 6 Delta Alpha.
6 Delta Alpha, roger. I need that you expedite, please.
South, okay. South, link, and then north, okay. So he wants us to get out from here. Let's see if we look right here. No, we've got to take the next one. Okay, well, let's just follow that guy. Okay, parking brakes off. Okay, finally getting underway, folks.
Delta Alpha requesting taxi.
Swiss 6 Delta Alpha, thank you very much. Taxi via Juliet, holding point, runway 24 right.
Taxi via Juliet, holding point, runway 24 right, Swiss 6 Delta Alpha.
Europa 838, number 2, follow the precedent, the Boeing 777 in front of you, holding point runway 24 right.
Roger, we'll follow the aircraft ahead of us, Europa 838.
Sky Travel 3, Bravo Delta,
I don't know if he's going to the, he must be going to the same runway.
Clear for takeoff, runway 24 right, Sky Travel 3, Bravo Delta, thank you. Runway 8, Uniform Victor, request taxi.
Ryanair 8 Uniform Victor, taxi via Golf, holding point, runway 24 right.
Via Golf 2, holding point, runway 24 right, Ryanair 8 Uniform Golf, Uniform Victor.
He's going to Germany. Oh, okay, let's go. So is he going somewhere? Yeah, he is. Okay, so we're just going to follow him. Big aircraft, 777.
Palma de Mallorca, very good evening. Fly Nikki 3491
yeah, so,
844 with information.
Adarsh, we've got a line of communication through chess.com. So maybe you can help me test my Discord channel at a later time when we're offline on it, not doing a stream, just to make sure mine is working properly.
Fly Nikki 3491, correct.
Okay, let's hope we don't have any more issues.
Traffic.
6 Delta Alpha, give way to Ryanair Airbus 320, joining LIRQ via Golf.
Giving away to Ryanair for 6 Delta Alpha.
Okay, this is us. Clear. I wonder which aircraft we're supposed to follow. Oh, okay, he snuck in ahead of the 777. Gosh, you know, I wasn't planning for there to be an event going on. I guess Palma is just a popular destination.
Contact approach 119.405, goodbye, Sky Travel 3 Bravo Delta.
Transolay 46 Mike Delta, taxi Chistan 56 via Kilo.
Transolay 46 Mike Delta, can you repeat the distance, please?
56 via Mike.
Okay, I'll reach out to you.
Taxi to stand 56 via Mike Kilo, Transolay 46 Mike Delta, thank you.
This, by the way, guys, this flight, we're full flight. We have 189 passengers on this budget airline carrier. And the runway at Florence is very short for this kind of aircraft. It's like 100 feet long. And if I nail the landing, we'll only have like 300 or 400 or 500 feet to spare at the end. So it is going to be a challenging landing, but it is possible to do it. And I also ran the calculations that I should also be able to take off with the same kind of load of passengers, but I would have to use flaps 15 for the departure. So landing and departures out of Florence for our aircraft with this kind of loading is pretty much at the limit for the aircraft. So
Ryanair 8 Uniform Victor, wind 230 degrees 119.
So that's going to be fun
right,
to do that.
Runway 24 right, cleared for takeoff.
And I have to be alert for the landing.
Ryanair 3 Foxtrot English, ready for push and start.
Otherwise, Air Europa is going to be upset with me.
Break. Swiss 6 Delta Alpha, number 2 in sequence behind the Ryanair Airbus 320, taking off runway 24 right, line up and wait behind.
Behind Ryanair, taking off, line up, runway 24
Look at this, we got a little bit of a train going.
Ryanair 3 Foxtrot Tango, there is traffic joining the apron. I'm going to stand 5-6 when clear of the traffic on Lima Juliet. Pushback and start up approved facing north QNH 1007.
Facing north, a pushback and startup approved facing to the north, and we start the pushback until the traffic is passing. Confirm from right to left.
Ryanair 3 Foxtrot Tango negative. The traffic is going to stand 5-6, so it will be from left to right, but he's not going to pass behind you. He will taxi just on 5-6, which is the stand at your left.
Okay, Roger. We will keep an eye on and to start pushback after he passes us. Ryanair 3 Foxtrot Tango.
There goes somebody rolling. So I hope you enjoyed your stay at Palma de Mallorca overnight from yesterday. I had to fly today, so no fun and games for me. Okay, that's the Swiss Air going. Gonna go Hotel 1 like him.
Ryanair 8 Uniform Victor, contact from approach 119.405, go ahead.
119.405, Ryanair 8 Uniform Victor, sorry, goodbye.
Swiss 6 Delta Alpha Heavy, wind 230 degrees, 11 knots, runway 24 right, clear for take.
Okay,
24 right, clear for take,
so
Swiss 6.
The Swiss Air, he's taking off.
Europa 838 behind the Boeing 777, taking off runway 24 right, line up and wait behind.
Okay, we'll line up and wait behind the departing aircraft, Europa 838. Okay, so we've got that. Weather, terrain. Let's see if he's departing. Okay, he's departing. Let's go. So for this departure, we are pretty much taking off and then following a left-hand course around the southern end of the island.
Swiss 6 Delta Alpha, approach 119.405.
You can see
119.405, thank you for your service,
the
bye-bye,
departing
6 Delta
aircraft.
Alpha.
Straight ahead. Okay, takeoff checklist. Flaps are set and trim is set. Takeoff checklist complete.
Ready to hit Sonsoleil for 6 Delta.
Sonsoleil 56 Mike Delta, frequency change approach, goodbye.
Bye-bye for 6 Delta, thank you for the
So
control
he's
and
5 hours ahead, 5 miles ahead of us now. I can still see him. Well, he just went off my radar. Oh, I know why. Because he's more than... Yeah, let's fix that. Now I can see him again. There's a special setting. Like normally you can't see aircraft above or below 2,800 feet from you. But I have a special TCAS mode which allows me to see everything regardless of the altitude. Yeah, it looks like he's got the same departure
Europa 838, wind 220 degrees, 8 knots, runway 24 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 24 right, Europa 838. Okay, let's go, power up. 40%. Stabilize, toga. Release forward pressure. V1.
Runway 34 to Tango is ready for taxi. Ready for
Rotate.
intersection November 1, intersect runway 2 for right.
Positive
Runway
red,
34
gear up.
Tango taxi to intersection November 1, runway 24 right, via Golf.
Via Golf to intersection November 1, 2 for right. Runway 34 to Tango.
Okay, pass
Europa 838,
1000.
contact Palma approach 119.405, goodbye.
119er 405, Europa 838, goodbye.
And confirm, Mr.
This is the Unicom 123
Flex
Mali,
one.
goodbye.
Over to Unicom, 6 Delta Alpha, thank you for your service, bye bye.
Alpine 3749, contact tower frequency 118.305, goodbye.
Tower 118.305, Alpine 3749er.
Departure, good day, Europa 838, passing 2600 for 5000.
Europa 838, hello, good afternoon, Palma Control, radar contact, climb flight level 140.
Climb flight level 140, Europa 838.
Lufthansa 25, continue descent 3000, you are clear, ILS Zulu, runway 24 left.
Lufthansa Whiskey 25, I can't change the frequency to 109.30.
Well, in this case, we have a problem.
Yes, we do.
Are you able to descend with the profile, and do you have a visual contact with the terrain?
So I guess I have a speed restriction here that requires me to have my
airport right now,
my flaps 1 setting. Okay, now we got a higher speed,
You are
so we
clear,
can
ILS
go
Zulu,
flaps
runway
up.
24 left. Are you able to fly the ILS approach, runway 24 left?
I am able to approach the ILS.
Toga is takeoff, go around.
To fall left.
Takeoff, go around.
Okay, continue.
So
continue.
it's a
You are
button
clear,
on the
ILS
top
Zulu, runway 24 left.
of,
continue descent.
there's 2 buttons here, I can use either one. It sets takeoff thrust, or it sets go around thrust automatically.
I was expecting
So the process is I just push the throttle forward until
Okay, go
40% N1. That's to make sure there's no issue with the engine. And when it's stabilized, then I press the toga. And then I hold on to this until V1 speed, after which I cannot pull back the throttle if there's any issue. And then at rotate, I rotate.
What flight level do I have to climb?
So here is our
altitude 3000.
departure.
Roger.
That's the whole island there.
Please maintain heading 240 degrees, climb altitude 3000.
240 degrees, heading flight level 30.
And the island in the background.
Lufthansa 25, turn right heading 240. Right heading 240 for intercepting. Ryanair 11 Juliet Charlie, descent flight level 80.
So then center here will be 132.335.
Lufthansa Whiskey 25, are you able to turn right heading 270?
32.
Yes, I'm able to go right in it.
Okay.
Okay, we've got that standby ready. Okay, let's get an initial
you have inside the field.
What?
Fuel burn figure for
Please turn Turn right heading 260 for intercepting.
No, Pitux was
turning right
5.7.
heading 260.
Alpine 3749, turn left heading 150. Left heading 150.
Turn left heading 150, Alpine 3749.
Only 100 kilos above the plan.
3749, cancel instruction, maintain present heading.
Maintain 240, Alpine 3749.
Let's take a look at VATScope.
25, contact tower, frequency 118.305, good look.
Contacting 118.305. 305.
Alpine 3749, piston right heading 240.
I'm turning 240, Alpine 3749er.
Then 11 Juliet Charlie, reaching Papa Oscar Sierra, you are clear, runway, NDB, runway 24 left, descend with the profile.
After Papa Oscar Sierra cleared NDB, runway 24 left, Ryanair 11 Juliet Charlie.
Europa 838 for higher, switch to Unicom, 12 goodbye.
Okay, over to Unicom, Europa 838, goodbye. Wow, so I guess control,
right heading
control
right heading
is gone. Okay. 122.8. So I'm switching over to, it's actually called advisory frequency now. It's a new term, but everybody still calls it Unicom. Alright, I'm on Unicom now. And let's go higher to our cruise altitude, which is 340. Oh, too bad control left us. Okay, 340, and I'm just gonna check. Do we really not have control? Yeah, I guess it's that wasn't the. Yeah, this in a different area. Okay, we are going to be right now. Italy. So, Italy is where we're headed, and it looks like LIRQ. There's control and also at least maybe a tower. But I don't know if that's going to stay the way it is. It should though. I mean, it's not that late in Europe right now. Okay, just checking our gauges. Duct pressure is 40, that's good. Temperature 21 degrees centigrade, that's good. Cabin altitude is 3,400. Diff pressure is 5.3, which is good, and we got a slow cabin climb, which is what we would expect. And fuel temperature is 20 degrees centigrade. Outside temperature is 10 degrees centigrade. All right, all the gauges check out. All looking good. We'll do another fuel check at Papa Tango Charlie. Another aircraft there. Off to our right. I think that was the one that took off. Wait a minute. Let's see. No, this is another one, but this is very much. That means plus 99. Let's see. Plus 99. That means that it's over 10,000 feet higher than us. So it's all relative to us, because that's what we worry about on the TCAS system. So quite a lot of aircraft here. We got one coming down here, and it's 10,000 below us. And the one ahead of us on the flight plan is this. It was the aircraft ahead of us. What airline was it? Lauda, I think. Might have been Lauda. And they're going to Frankfurt. So at some point they will peel off to a different route than us. But that's what we have for now. Oh, hey. Now, how do I pronounce your name? Kaon? Kaon? Thank you very much. Yeah, it's yeah, I love this setup. It's awesome. That's why I fly it all the time. It's good fun. And if you've just come aboard, I was mentioning earlier that this flight is going to have a very challenging landing at the end. We are in a 737 MAX 8 with a capacity of 189 passengers and 6 crew. So we actually have 195 people on the plane, which is a pretty full flight. And we're going into Florence, and Florence is a very short runway, only 5,100 feet long. So I did the calculation. This kind of situation, we will have like maybe between 200 and 500 feet remaining at the end of the runway. So yeah, assuming we nail the landing on the touchdown zone. So that's my challenge for myself. Hi Danny, how many miles do you have to go? Oh, well, I can show you that. So looking down here, we have 442 miles to go, and our estimated time of arrival is 1837 Zulu. So it's just about an hour and 4 minutes before we touch down in the Florence. Okay, we are on the way. Papa Tango Charlie. What was the burn there? Papa Tango Charlie was 5.4. 5.4. Yep. So we're still just 100 pounds over the plan. And looking at the plan, I usually will carry at least half an hour extra fuel, but let me see if I did that today. I don't think I did. I think I reduced it. Yeah, I reduced it. Only 16 minutes because, yeah, let me show you this one. Only 16 minutes because I wanted to make us as light as possible for this landing that we're going to be struggling to stop by a certain point before the end of the runway. The other interesting thing about Florence is that there's a big mountain at the end of one of the runways. So basically you can only fly in one direction, and then you have to take off on the other way. So we're gonna fly in at runway 5. So there might be further complications because when I built the plan in SimBrief, it was indicating a preference for runway 23, which is not possible to do. So that means we're going to have a little bit of a tailwind coming into Florence as well. So some challenges to come. Okay, we got to keep an eye on this aircraft ahead of us. He's about maybe 18 miles ahead of us, and he's about 7,000 feet above us, but that separation, vertical separation, is slowing down. You can see here, that's us, and then this is the other aircraft. So it was 7,000 feet above us, now it's 6,600. So our TCAS system will alert us, but I mean, I like to keep an eye on it as we move forward. Okay, advanced scope again. So we are going to be passing by the island of Menorca. And I wonder if we can see, oh yeah, it's right there. We're already over the top of it. Here it is on advanced scope. And here we are. So we're already over it. I don't know if you had a chance to see it, but yeah. So we got, right now we got an hour to go, and if you look over my shoulder here, I'll show you some things on this side. On this side, this is kind of like a very useful area of my screen. And here you got the flight number. It used to be that you had to dial 3 dials over here for your flight number, but now it comes up here as flight number. Mic, it should show our frequency that's active on our mics, but I haven't programmed that and I'm not sure how to do it. Transponder is the ping that we send out, a unique identifier for every aircraft. That's our 6204. CCAL, which I never use, but it's there anyway. It's a special a communication protocol, unique identifier also. But I never had to use that. And then our tail number, Echo Charlie November Bravo Lima. That's a fictitious. Air Europa does not have any MAX aircraft, although there was some talk about it, but they don't. Okay, next one over here is, this is UTC time. So all time when you're flying is in UTC, so it's 1738. And from us, from where I am in east coast of the United States, UTC is 4 hours ahead of us. So right now it is -4, so it's 1:40 in the afternoon for us. And this is also going to be UTC date, so it's the 2nd of October 2024. And this is the elapsed time. One of the nice advantages of the MAX aircraft over the previous NG generation is that the aircraft can sense when you have when the wheels have lifted off the ground, and that is actually your official time to start the clock on your flight time. And then when it lands, the elapsed time clock will stop. So we've been airborne now, basically. It's an indication of how long your airborne time was, and it's 17 minutes now. Okay, we're up to our cruise altitude now. We only went for a flight level 340. Now I'm looking at the VNAV page, and let's let you guys see that too. And I went to the VNAV page, and you can see that this is our cruise altitude, which is flight level 340. Not sure if you can see the magenta color there very well. But next to it, it says optimal and max. So it's saying that we would be more efficient to fly at flight level 381, which is 4,000 feet higher. And then we could go to a maximum of flight level 391. But I am afraid to climb too high, because the higher I climb, the more fuel I will save compared to the plan. And we might get in a situation where I'm too heavy to land in Florence. So I don't want to have that issue. If you look, there's not so much room to mess up on that front. But that's our plan now. And if you look here, the maximum. Okay, here we go. Landing weight. So our landing weight is estimated, it's going to be 67,000, but our maximum landing weight is 69,309. But you know, I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, yeah, you know, we should still be able to do it, but we'd be heavier. And already, even if we do it as planned, we're only going to be a few hundred feet away from the end of the runway. So I'd rather just burn the fuel as long as we're going to come in at our plan or just a little bit better than the plan. If we find that we're losing, we're burning faster than the plan, then that's when I would go up, just to try to balance it out. I don't know if that's going into too much detail for you guys, but okay. I think we have another Easter. We're at Easter now. Easter. This is the final point in our departure. Easter 4.9, Easter 4.9. Oh, okay. So that is actually our planned fuel in the tank. Okay, if that goes, if we start burning more than the plan, then I'll go up to another level. But for now, I'm going to stick to what we're doing. Now you can see already our top of descent is showing up here. So that's when we have to start descending. And top of descent is 255 miles away, and we'll have to start descending again at 18:15. So really that's only about 35 minutes from now. So I'm going to start setting up for our arrivals. And first thing I'm going to do is take a look at what's happening in Florence now, Florence. Whether it is, yeah, they still have VATSIM. So, arriving runway 05, yes. Okay, and the information Delta QNH 1006. That may change. Okay, so the main thing is it's going to be runway 05, which is what we were expecting. So, and there is an ILS for that. So in fact, I've programmed that in here. You can see down here, ILS 05. So the frequency 110.3, I'm going to punch in now. 110.3. We'll active that, 110.3. Okay, we have that set on both sides, and then it's 46 degrees for the course. Not sure if anything is cutting out, but here it says 46. So we're just going to dial in the course for the approach. That's 46 degrees. So we're going to be crossing over the island that was, if I'm not mistaken, the birthplace of Napoleon Bonaparte. Just can't remember the name of the island. It's not Sardinia, is it? Maybe one of you guys can tell me here. You see the island that we're going to cross over? What is the name of that island? Okay, 46 cent. And you can see also on this, it tells you the configuration of the runway, and you can see here 5,118 feet. That's a very short runway. But they do land 737s and A320s, A319s. It should be okay, but the main thing is that I shouldn't worry so much about a hard landing. The main thing is to get down as close as possible to the touchdown zone, the big touchdown zone. And then I can do all kinds of braking. Now, one thing that I want to do is I want to have my sys display up, this one, when I come in for the landing, because you can see the brake temperatures going up when I do all the manual braking to slow us down in Florence. So somebody remind me if I don't put it up there, because otherwise after landing there's a lot of excitement over vacating and getting to your parking gate that I forget to look at that for situations where I use a lot of manual braking. It's interesting, in the calculations for the landing, they'll actually tell you if you use a certain configuration, they'll tell you how long you have to let the brakes cool before you can take off again. So I think the amount that we're going to use the brakes, we're going to have to stay put in Florence for several hours before we can take off. All right, next thing we're going to try to work out, let's look at the approach plane. And we look for minimums. So minimums. Sorry, yes, minimums, that's right. So that's the figure over here. ILS, ABC, let's do conservatively C, 655 feet. So 655. So that is the altitude at which we must be able to see the runway without going around. So 655, we'll call it 660. Okay, 660. And next thing I want to do is, it looks like our intercept will be at 3,000. Intercepting the ILS at 3,000. And missed approach, if we need to do a missed approach, is going to be 4,000. Okay, and our parking, I think we were going for 105. Let's see. Yeah, gate 105. And next thing we have to do is work on the exit, but I don't think we have to. We're just going to do maximum braking to stop at the runway. But here's the runway. We're coming in from the south, and we will have to go pretty much all the way to the end of the runway. And you can see how it's such a small airfield that there's no parallel taxiway all the way. So we actually have to sort of get off at either Kilo or Papa, and then backtrack back to the apron. And you can see here 105 is where we want to park. Okay, so let's do that calculation. We'll assume the plan weight is what's happening. So calculation. Calculation. Here it is. Okay, guys, this is a performance tool. Virtual performance tool. It was made by a pilot or a couple of pilots. So we're putting in let's just check. Yeah, my last flight was KG, so we're still good. So the airport is LIRQ, which is Florence. Oh, sorry, landing, we're gonna do that again. LIRQ, runway 5, and we're assuming no gradient. And we'll punch in the current weather conditions. We're gonna do flap 40. I know we're gonna need that. The landing weight, we're doing what our plan says, which is 67,100 kilos. Yeah, 67,100 kilos. And VREF additive is 5 knots according to the virtual performance tool, and we're running it now. I ran this yesterday just to make sure that we could do this. We could land in Florence with this much weight, and it did say that we could just, so let's see. Okay, so now I'm gonna show, oh, what's going on? Invalid data computation. Why is that? Not possible to do this landing. Come on, guys. What's invalid about it? It is runway 5. Anti-ice is off. Flaps 40. Oh, sorry. No, that's correct. 67.1 landing weight. Oh no, it's saying invalid. I don't know if that means... Okay, let's just try it again. Okay, I won't bore you by looking at that. I'll just keep punching it in. Weight 67.1. Yeah, it's not giving me back. I'm not sure what's the issue. Well, I did run it before, and I'm assuming it's gonna work. Or else we're gonna go off the end of the runway. So while that calculator, it could be that there's something up with the server. I definitely ran it, and it definitely yesterday showed it was possible, unless the conditions are so. Wind 2265 knots. Should not be a problem. probably gonna try a different runway. Okay, it's working for Palma. What the heck? Let's see if we put in a lower weight. Oh. Yeah, something's up with Florence. Why are we getting So it is saying max manual, auto brakes max will stop us 5,199, and then it's max manual. So it will be 4,743 feet. The runway is 5,100 feet, so we have to do max manual. I'll put on the max auto, but we will need, I mean, as soon as we get on the ground, I need to put full reverses and manual braking right away, and we'll burn out the crap out of the brake pads. Okay, let's do that, max, and we are assuming our planned landing weight is 67.1, and we're expecting flaps 40 plus 5, so 147 knot landing. Okay. Next fuel check is going to be at Negat, and I hope we got the planned amount, no more. Okay, so arrival time projected to be 18:38, so 37 minutes from now we should be on the ground. Okay, I'm going, well, let's just take a look at the ATC in the area. It's kind of some weather over there, but there's still ATC. Not sure which one we should be. Padova radar. Padova radar. Oh, that's the northeast. Milano radar. And this one is Padova radar. I'm going to assume that's the one that we need. Is 127.45. Corsica, that's the name of the island, Corsica. I believe Napoleon Bonaparte was born there. Steep descent after Romeo Quebec 419. Okay, let's study that. What the heck? Let's study that. Okay, Romeo Quebec 419. So I'm going to make that flight level 110. So we'll be at the minimum altitude. Now do I have that steep problem? I hope not. Okay, so we just passed over Negat. And fuel remaining was 4.3. Negat. Okay, we are burning per plan. Okay, I'm excited that we're not going to have a surplus of fuel. Really excited about that. Chopper descent in about 80 miles. Let's check for traffic in the area. Not too much, and we've got so much cloud cover that we can't see Corsica. But let's see. LFKJ is Ajaccio, and LFKC is Calvi. So that's Calvi and Ajaccio. So this is the island here. It's actually like this. Yeah. So LFKJ will be touching the west coast of Corsica, and then Bastia we will be, I wonder what LFKB is. That's probably Bastia, yeah. So we'll landfall and then the last land before going back over the water for a little bit. Okay, so let's tune into that guy and see if anybody's there. And also, it looks like LIRQ has somebody there. Let's see, what do they have? Oh, it's just ATIS. Yep, ATIS. Okay, so, and the frequency, let's tune this guy in, 127.45. far away is that? Yeah, actually Florence is right on the edge, so I don't even know if he wants to talk to us.
Inter 4 Bravo Alpha. Contact Milano radar on 126.750 miles.
126.750 with 4 Bravo Alpha, bye.
Padova. So we're like 170 miles away from that. Okay, well, here we are, just about to make landfall at Corsica, and there's the rest of the routing.
Climb 8501 for the climb on Unicom, bye-bye.
Unicom, have a nice evening, climb 851, bye-bye.
So for our initial descent, our first restriction.
Milano radar is now closed. Monitor the Unicom. Bye-bye.
Flight level 110. Okay, so he's closing. So let's go to flight level 110.
Milano, this one's artifact. It might be ready to test.
That was Milan radio going offline. So this is Padova radar, so we still might have that. Yeah, Padova radar. Which might be, yeah, it's got to be this one. So this is 133.74. Padova radar, 133.4. Okay. So looking at the progress page, top of descent in 33 miles, should be there in 6 minutes. What I'm going to do a quick bio break and we'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Top of descent in 11.5 miles. I think ATC is going away. For Italy, see, it's a different Padova frequency, which is 125.9. I don't think we're going to have any ATC, which is okay. Let me focus on what I have to do.
0. Climbing plus level 320, I'm staying at 0.
Reset 3742 at flight level 200.
With 3742, Padova, good evening, radar contact, climb flight level 380.
Climb flight level 380.
Alright, we're descending now.
3742.
Transavia 5 at Mike, Padova, radar contact, climb flight level 980.
Climbing 0, 5 at
We are
Mike.
just getting over Corsica and
Generate 7 Hotel Uniform, continue descent 4,000 feet.
okay, descent checklist.
Descent 4,000 feet, Ryanair 8 uniform.
Padova, Center is Ryanair 3010, we're for IFR 30 Munich. Good evening, Ryanair 3010, no flight plan received.
1006.
Padova, good evening,
Okay, that's still current.
flight level 350, inbound Detso, and we have information kilo from our sensor.
Descent checklist, pressurization, landing altitude has been set.
Radar contact, 40
Recall.
airspace, any down on level.
Check.
330,
Auto brakes set to max. Landing data VREF, flaps 40, 142 plus 5, 147 knots. Approach briefing complete.
Descending 330, 50,
Descent checklist complete.
Ryanair 613, contact VIN radar, frequency 132.190. Good evening.
132.190, Ryanair 613, thank you very much, bye-bye.
Transavia 5 at Mike, free speed, reclear direct Unini.
Free speed in Onini for the 5 at Mike.
Red nose 5431, monitor Unicom 122.8, thank you for flying.
This is 22.8 for Red Nose 5431. Thanks for the service and bye-bye.
Move.
Charlie Schneider 1 Victor Hotel, descent flight level 170.
Descend 170, Phoenix 9 by Victor Hotel.
Ryanair 3010, Pedal 100, this is question 9 Park. Ryanair 3010, flight plan received, you are clear to Munich, runway 04 right, Rockib 6 Lima departure. Initial climb 4,000 feet, squawk 1,000. Clear to Munich, runway 4 right.
4.0, so now we're 100 kilos over.
Departure, squawk 4,000 feet.
Okay, let's plan for that. 100 kilos will be 67.1.
3010, read back correct, QNH 1005. 1005.
We're still good.
Transavia 5 at Mike, climb flight level 260.
260, 5 at Mike.
Ryanair 1 Lima X-ray ready to push and start.
Ryanair 1 Lima X-ray push and start approved, facing northeast.
Push and start approved, facing northeast, Ryanair 1 Lima X-ray.
Ryanair 7 Hotel Uniform, clear direct Laren.
302 Lawrence, Ryanair 7 has uniform.
Shannex, another 1 Victor Hotel, descent flight level 130, radar minimum.
Descent 130, Shannex 91 Victor Hotel.
Ryanair 2010, ready for push start. Ryanair 3010, push and start approved, facing south.
Facing south, Ryanair 2010.
Oh, look at that weather. Coming in with weather to Florence.
We decided Alpha for the 30 kilo.
We verified that Alpha Padova, good evening, radar contact.
Let's take a look at the real world forecast for Firenze. Ceiling and visibility okay.
Hotel uniform by Laren, clearness Zulu runway 04 right, report established.
For Laren, clear for the ILS 04 right, Zulu 187 hotel, and we'll report established.
Nuclear 3742 going offline, sorry about that, have a good evening, bye bye.
Bye, thank you for flying.
Radar Europa 838, I'm not sure if you're covering me, I'm inbound Marel, 35 miles, and my destination is Florence.
Europa 838, Padova, good evening, negative and covering only the northwest part of Italy. For Florence, you can monitor Unicorn 122.8. Bye-bye.
Roger, thank you very much. Have a good night. Okay, 122.8. It was worth checking anyway. Okay, folks, let's get passengers in their seats. I'm gonna do all my preliminary prep for this as much as I can do now. Let's hope we can see the runway at 660 feet. Okay, we can see it now. Wonderful. Straight ahead, coastline of Italy. Wonderful. It's quite spectacular landscape actually. Very, very nice. Fairly straight in approach. Let's see, our intercept altitude was going to be 3,000 for the... We've got restrictions along the way, so I think I can just go ahead and dial it down to 3,000. Any restrictions and we'll be held to them. And at the same time, we'll be ready to intercept our ILS once we get there. Okay, so we are now 60 miles from Florence, and we should be landing in about 16 minutes. Just coming in over the coast. There's the captain's announcement, 15 minutes. Okay, this is going to be exciting. 50 miles to go. Go ahead and put the lights on. There's nobody else in the area. Yep. So no factors. Decel point coming up in Marel, where we'll start slowing down to be 230 knots at Romeo, Quebec, 419er. Florence traffic, Europa 838 inbound waypoint Marel, descending through flight level 138 for 3,000 feet. Expected time of arrival at runway 05 is 1837 Zulu, Florence traffic. So landing, maximum brakes, flaps 40, maximum reverses.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we are
and there is a loop at the end of the runway where we can turn around and backtrack on the runway.
Preparation for landing. Please ensure your seatbelts are securely fastened, your seatbacks are in the upright position, and your seat cables are stowed.
A wild ride coming up.
It should be underneath the seat in front of you or placed in the overhead locker. The flight attendants will be passing through the cabin one last time to complete their final compliance check and to collect any remaining cups or glasses.
Descending through 11,800, flight level 118. Looks pretty clear, which is what the forecast said. Coming down. Should be slowing down. Come on. To be 210 at Conga. Get down below 250 knots, we can do a flaps 1. Okay, flaps 1. Flaps 5, speed check, 250 knots. Flaps 5, hopefully that'll help us slow down. Standard. Off. Go to approach mode. Okay, we have Warlock. Very nice. Florence traffic, Europa 838 is on the localized runway 05. You want to come nice and slow. Let's burn off some extra fuel. Let's, well, let's not put the gear down yet. Okay. Okay, let's do gear down. Gear down. Flaps 15, speed check. Okay, flaps 15. We're really slowing down earlier than usual. Getting configured as much as possible. So we got as much advance warning on the landing. Okay, flaps 15. Let's go to flaps 30, speed check, flaps 30. We're good. Flaps 30. Very nice. Okay. Okay, glide slope captured, fully established. Florence traffic, Europa 838 fully established now, ILS runway 05. Florence traffic. Okay, let's go to flaps 40, speed check, 162 knots, flaps 40. And we want +5, so 147 knots. 147 knots set. Okay, landing checklist. Landing checklist. Engine start switches to continuous. Speed brakes are armed. Landing gear is down and flaps are set at 40 and green light before landing. Landing checklist complete. Okay, so we're 10 miles final. Don't have visual contact with the runway yet, although I think I should in real life be able to see it by now. We're coming in nice and slow. We just got to get down on that touchdown zone, full reverses, and full manual braking. Okay, I see the runway now. Okay, we got 2,300 feet radio altimeter. Strong tailwind component. So we should be able to see the Duomo to the right. Because the airfield is sort of to the west side of Florence City. We roll back the clock in P3D by about 3 hours, so it should be dark already, but we gave ourselves some light to make this challenge. And you can see now, straight ahead, there's the runway right at the base of those mountains, and that's why there's no way that you can approach this airfield from the other direction. Okay, we got 1,000 feet. All right. Cabin crew, prepare for landing. Or rather, cabin crew, prepare for landing. Speed brake knob. Florence traffic, Europa 838 is now 3 miles final. Florence traffic. 1,000. Okay, let's go autopilot disconnect.
Approaching 05. Caution, short runway. Short
it
runway.
Is a short runway.
Minimums. Minimums.
Landing.
500.
Check.
Caution, short runway. Short runway. 400.
Check. Auto throttle disconnect. That's okay, we're okay. It's seeing the terrain on the other side.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10. 3,000.
Okay.
Remaining.
Maximum reverses, maximum manual braking.
2,000 remaining.
Come on, we got this.
1,000 remaining. Approaching 2, 3.
Okay, we made it.
Caution, short runway.
All
Short
right.
runway.
Well done, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it will take the captain a few moments
So.
to taxi to the gate, and we ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened.
That's the
until the seatbelt
most
sign has been turned off
heavily
and the
loaded
aircraft comes to
aircraft
complete
I've
stop at the
had.
gate. That will be the only
landing
indication
in
that it is safe
Florence.
to get up and move about the cabin. We also ask that you keep the aisle clear of any
You know,
hand luggage.
in the early days
This is
before I
a
had the
termination of our
calculator,
flight, so we ask that you check
which
the
thankfully
seatbelt pockets and
I
overhead
ran
lockers
last night.
for any articles you may have
Thought
brought
we
with
could
you.
do it.
Extra care should be taken when opening overhead lockers, as some items may
Florence
have shifted
traffic,
during our
Europa
flight.
838
On behalf
has
of the captain and
vacated
crew,
the
we
active
would like to thank you for
at
flying
the end
with
of the
us
runway,
and wish you all a pleasant
and
stay. Thank
we
you.
will be backtracking shortly to the apron. Florence traffic. Okay. Let's get the APU on. Well, we made it, didn't we? Be interesting to see if we can take off as well. Okay, let's configure our stuff. Take off the weather radar, take off the terrain. Start the APU, yeah, it's starting up. Transponder to TA mode. So we want gate 105. that ready. Oh, we lost GSX. All right, so we're gonna have to find it ourselves.
Approaching 2, 3. Caution. Short
Florence
runway,
traffic,
short
Europa
runway.
838. Now backtracking runway 05 to the apron. Florence traffic. The terrain is still there. Why is the terrain there? Oh, yeah, that's true. Interesting. I guess this is the way it happens. It was giving us caution because of the mountains on the other side of the runway. And what I've noticed is that whenever there is a GPWS alert, in other words, like when there's a ground proximity issue, not only will you hear the alerts, which you heard there, but you'll also see, even if you have weather selected on this side, it'll automatically switch to terrain. Which is kind of useful, right? Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the view of the Duomo to your right when we were landing. Yeah, there seemed to be a little bit of an altitude issue as I was doing the final approach into the airfield. It seemed like the PAPI lights were good, but then it seemed I was high. So I had to force it down quicker. I'd be interested to see how I was compared to the touchdown zone. I have to watch back this video. Okay, so we are this is where we're going to turn in. Golf. And we'll try to park even though we don't have GSX, which I had to disable in Palma. Okay, APU on the bus. Sorry, APU bleed on. Oh, holy smokes, wrong way. It's the other way. Yes, my dear. Well, I could have vacated already at hotel. It looks like there's somebody there. Take something that's available. It's one of these on the left side. Yeah, these numbers don't make sense. So I'm just going to take this one. British Airways aircraft. Yeah, this is 105, okay. This is what we said. Okay, parked. And we'll shut down at 1844. Florence traffic, Europa 838 is in parking bay 105, according to the scenery. Good night, Europa 838. Okay, so we made it, and the British Airways is able to push back. And he's going to take off, so that'll be interesting to watch him taking off. So let's get some ground power going. Let the folks out of their seats. And ground power is on. APU can be off. Off. Folks out of their seats. Okay. So let's do our normal shutdown. We're overnighting here in Florence. So enjoy your stay. That all looks good. Okay, let's look at some set times. Meanwhile, I want to continue to look at that aircraft. I can't do any disembarking, unfortunately, because the GSX is not working. But that's okay. So let's look at set times. So ATC report set times. Yeah, it was pretty good. But I'm upset that the calculator for LIRQ was not working. Okay, so parking was what, at 18:45? And takeoff was 17:22. Landing was 18:36. Elapsed time was 1 hour, 14 minutes and 29 seconds. Fuel remaining was 3,482 pounds, and landing rate, let's see what the landing rate was. This is one time I really don't care. It was most important just to get down. Minus 158 feet per minute. What's the landing rate? Minus 158. Which people will say is actually a decent landing. Feet per minute. A decent landing from the perspective of a 777 captain who I consulted about that subject. So let's take a look just for grins. This British Airways flight. Probably going to London Heathrow, right? Yes, going to London Heathrow. So that's a nice flight too. There he goes. Adios. Enjoy the flight. But I do want to watch him taking off. So he's going to take off from this end. Yeah, is that right? Wait a minute. Sorry. He's got to go and take off from the other end, right? Yeah, he's got to go all the way to the other end, because that's where the mountains are, and then he's got to take off coming back this way. I'm going to stay for that. Anybody else out there? Okay, not too shabby. I'm pretty pleased by that. What I'm excited about is that, you know, it's when you get to the limits of your calculations, limits of your performance. That's when using a calculator is important, a virtual performance tool, because, you know, given the conditions and so what disappoints me is that the calculator for Florence was working yesterday, but it didn't work today. But luckily I did it yesterday to give me the confidence that it was possible to land. And you can see that we landed just in the nick of time, you know, with only a couple of 300 feet to spare, which is what the calculation came up with yesterday. So I'm very pleased with that. The virtual performance tool, it worked. But I may send the guy a note and say, hey, I wonder why it didn't work today. I do have personal contact information, so I might do that. It's funny, the last time I visited Florence, yeah, okay, so he's in the loop now. I don't know if you can see that, but probably not. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see this, sadly, unless I do something like this and turn your view around. So he's at that end. Okay, that's for you to see. Maybe you can see. Let's see, I can turn this for you. He's at the end there. Adjusting my view. Oh yeah, okay, he's lined up. He's ready to go, but he's not, he's not saying anything. He's just quiet. Here he is, he's on his takeoff roll. Looks like an A319. I'll confirm that once he's airborne. There he is. That's the end of the runway. My goodness. He did just make it. All right, so what was he? What aircraft was he? He's A320. Okay, folks. So that was pretty good. We'll catch you on the next one. I'm very, very tempted to make my next flight. Now, it's going to be a couple of days because I got stuff to do. Possibly Sunday is when my next flight will be. But anyway, that was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And we'll catch you later. Ciao for now.